Hi, is everyone here already? Oh, not all, but okay, never mind. Later on, we will have to spend a little time for every one of us. Okay, it's a little review for ADA tuition. Later, we will come to this web page, okay? Later, during the Kahoot game. Okay, as usual, this is our house rule. You know what to do. Turn on your camera, sit in front of the screen. What's the point of turn on camera, then cannot see your face one? Okay, all right. Then muted is okay, no problem. Last week we learned about angles. Okay, usual the ones we covered are about straight line. Okay, angles that form on the straight line. We also learned about shapes or triangles. Three types of triangle. What is the properties of triangle? Okay, so we recap what we have learned then. Okay, last week we were talking about angles in the past. P3, I think. Okay, you all learn about acute angles. You all learn about obtuse angle, right? Okay. So acute angle is angles that is less than 90. Sorry. Yeah, less than 90. Who is there? Okay. Obtuse angles is angles anything that is more than 90 but less than 180. So this is called obtuse angle. All right. Okay. So this is less than 90. As we go along, we will add in. So this is more than 90 degrees, but less than, okay, 180 degrees. Okay. So A plus B, this is A, this is B, adds up to be 180 angles on the straight line. We have another angle, and name form of angle, say vertically opposite angles. Here, when there's a cross, P must be equals to Q. Okay, and then S must be equal to R. We call them vertically opposite angles. Now, on top of that, when we come to this, P plus R will give you 180 degree when you add them up. Q and S also adds up to be 180 degrees. Okay, we call them angles on the straight line. Okay, so this is the property. Similar to this, but then they make use of the vertical opposite angles, the two angles to add up. Angles at the point, all angles must add up to be 360 degrees. It forms a circle. All right. Okay. Then we also cover on, we cover parallel lines, correct. Okay. So there's a pair of parallel lines here. Okay. So we say these two are parallel lines. Okay. So when there is one line that cuts through this pair of parallel lines, you realize that we can form a lot of properties here. Okay, first thing first, when we learn vertically opposite angle, so we have this one. Okay, M must be equals to J, right? S must be equal to V, and U must be equals to T, N must be equals to K. So because they are vertically opposite angles. All right. Oh, shh. Okay, so we also learn another type of angles. We call them the alternate angles. Alternate angles form a Z. Why Z? Because you have parallel lines. So there are angles that is, when you form a Z, this angle must be equal to this angle. Okay, we call them alternate angles. So likewise, in the diagram here, you see what is formed here is alternate angles. U must be equals to V. Okay, and from here we can further develop into angles on the straight line. Okay, S plus J, these two angles add up to be 180 degree. Okay, also N plus T also adds up to be 180 degrees. So this one is the angles on the straight line. So you can also further develop these angles on the straight line, angles at a point by using angle SJVM, adds up to be 360 degrees. Okay, that's what we covered last week. In a triangle, we have sum of all anterior angles that adds up to be in any triangle. So all the angles add up to be 180. And we also came to learn that we have three types of triangles: isosceles triangle, equilateral triangle, and the right angle triangle. Properties for the isosceles triangle will have two equal sides. Okay, so where is the base angle is this one. This one is the base angle. Why? Because these are parallel line, and then this is the angle that is on the base angle. Correct now? So base, so these are base angle. Okay, so for quadrilateral triangle, you have three equal sides and all add up to be 680. So each side must be angle here, it must be 60. So all must be equal. Okay. Then we have right angle triangle. Right angle triangle, it must form 90 degree here. Okay. So when this is 90 degree, we call them right angle triangle. Okay. Okay. Then we talk about internal and exterior angle, like inside and outside. Now, you can have a triangle and another line being extended outside. So there is one angle formed here. We call it 110, for example. Okay. So if you look at this triangle, they have three known angles there. So the angle outside the triangle, we call them the exterior angle. Okay, outside the triangle. So I add on this. So where are the interior angle now? The interior angles are inside the triangle. Okay. For this example, you have 50, 60, and 70 as the three known angles there. So one exterior angle of a triangle is equals to the sum of how many? Two interior angles. So these two interior angle is 50 degree plus 60 degree, and this exterior angle will be 110 degree. Okay? All right. So today we are going to cover four-sided figures, angles in a geometrical figure. So there are three shapes that we are going to cover today. One is a parallelogram. Second one is a trapezium. Third one is a rhombus. Okay, so actually we come to see it. Look at this. Actually, parallelogram and rhombus are quite similar in certain way, except that there's one property that is different. Okay, right? So when we talk about parallelogram, what can you understand from the word parallelogram? There are many parallel lines, right? So parallel line. Which parallel line is that? See here? This and this parallel. So this is considered one pair. Then you also have another pair here. Okay, so how many pair of parallel lines you have? You have two pair of parallel lines. But they are of different length. Okay, they must be parallel but different length. But their opposite sides are equal. Okay, opposite sides are equal. Meaning to say, this is equal to this, equal sign. Then this is equal to this. Okay, so if you form this, there will be, when you draw a parallelogram, you can see that there are four corner angles, right? You have angle A, you have angle B, angle C, and angle D. For a parallelogram, when you have a diagonal opposite angles, they must be equal. So angle B is equals to angle D, right? And angle C and A must be equal. Okay, so this is one of the properties that you all must know. All right. Then we also can say that here, okay, I'm going to do something here brightly. Yeah. Maybe I use this. Okay. Now I want you to look at what I am highlighting here. Now this one, does it look like something like a bottle cap that cap into this? Right now. So if this is being kept neatly, then you will see that it form a what? This shape, right? So when you have this shape, this is parallel line, right? If you look at this parallel. So angle A and angle B is in between two parallel lines. So these angles must add up to be 180 degrees. Okay, so A plus B equals to 180 degree. And then you can have another way here. You look at this thing. You look at this. It is something like another thing that kept on it, right? So again, these two angles, okay, are in between parallel lines. So long so as they are in between parallel lines, they must add up to be 180 degrees. Wait, let me check. A plus B, D plus C, there, here, for this case. Okay, now you also can say that I can find another pair. Here, I also can do this. Do you see or not? Oh, wow, this is going to be messy, right? But it's necessary for you to know what. Let me draw again now. You see or not? Then I have a bottle cap here. Something that fits into this corner. So these two is called the interior angles. Okay, so these two interior angles must add up to be 180 degree. All right. So there's another one, last one here. Okay, maybe the black one, let's look at it. B and C. This is the one. Okay. B and C adds up to be 180. Now, of course, there's another one here. Where? The other side here. This is also A and D adds up to be 180. So for this one, we can conclude that there are two things here. One, opposite angles here are equal, which is A equals C, B equals D. The sum of parallel side line angles of each pair of parallel side must be 180 degrees. Okay? All right. So this is all about parallelogram. It will apply same to the rhombus. One thing about rhombus is rhombus has 4 sides equal. Okay? So 4 sides equal means this one is equal. So again, for this rhombus, we can also say that opposite angles are the equal. Where are the opposite angles? Who can tell me? Where are the opposite angle? Angle X is equals to angle Y. Angle U is equals to, can you write down on the chat function? Yeah. Write down the chat function. Which two angles are the same? Write down in the chat function here. Which two angles are the same? M and what? No M. There's no M. This one is U. This one is U. U and U and opposite ma? This one is N. Very good. Haihan, thank you. Okay, so X equal to Y, V equals to U. Then I ask a question, is I want to see whether you understand what I'm talking or not. I want you to take a look at this one. I'm going to create a question here. Everybody must tell me whether you know or not. V and Y, let's see here. Okay. Here. V. See whether you all understand or not. Okay. You see the question on the board? I must have a total of 10 responses.